Prophet Lut ﷺ was a nephew of Prophet Ibrahim ﷺ. The story of his people and the punishment that they were afflicted with was a shocking incident in the life of Prophet Ibrahim ﷺ. Nothing authoritative is known of Prophet Lut's earlier life. What is evident is that at some point after his settling, Allah appointed him as a prophet to communities on the shore of what is now known as Dead Sea at a distance of 24 hours of journey from Prophet Ibrahim's house. Lut ﷺ went to the city of Sodom after Prophet Ibrahim had asked him to do so. The people of Sodom were so immoral and insolent nature. Although they were guilty in so many vices, one stands out glaringly among all the rest: homosexuality or sodomy. They were the first people in human history to practice homosexuality. This city was filled with evil. Its residents waylaid, robbed, and killed travelers. Another common evil among them was that men had sex with men instead of women. This unnatural act later became known as sodomy after the city of Sodom. It was practiced openly and unashamedly. It is reported that these people would commit perverted deeds openly in their gathering, and they cut the access of travelers through their roadways, killing and robbing them before forcing them to engage with the unnatural act. And it was not only some or even a majority of Prophet Lut's people who engaged in such practice, rather it was the entire population. Allah in His mercy caused Lut ﷺ to settle among them so they might perhaps be guided. Lut ﷺ called them to heed Allah's command and to worship Him alone without associating any partner with Him. And He forbade them from their indecent practice and abhorring act. But they ignored and rejected his appeal and continued in their erroneous unnatural act. As a result, Allah destroyed them by a severe punishment.
Lut ﷺ warns his people in Surah Ashura, "Will you not fear Allah?" he said, appealing to them to reflect on their accountability to their Creator. And assuring his people of his absolute reliability, he added, "Indeed, I am to you a trustworthy messenger, so fear Allah and obey me. And I do not ask you for any payment. My payment is only from the Lord of the worlds." As if holding up a mirror in front of his people, Lut ﷺ tried to make them look at the awfulness of their perverted habits and the criminal behaviors. In Surah An-Nam, "Do you commit immorality while you are seeing? Do you indeed approach men with desire instead of women? Rather, you are a people behaving ignorantly."
It was at the height of these sins and crimes that Allah revealed to Prophet Lut that he should summon the people to give up with their indecent behavior, but they were so deeply sunk in their immoral habits that they were deaf to Prophet Lut's preaching. Instead, they threatened to drive him out of the city if he kept on preaching. But the response of his people already hardened and callous. They refused to listen to him even several years. The Prophet finally lost hope in them, and that when Allah sent the angels to destroy the sinful people in Sodom. The angel took human form and went to Prophet Ibrahim's home. Prophet Ibrahim and his wife Sarah were very old. The angels informed them that they actually were angels that sent by Allah. Allah told him that Sarah will get pregnant soon and will give birth to a child. The angel told them they should name their son Ishaq, and he will grow up, become a prophet. The angels left Prophet Ibrahim's house, then they walked to the city of Sodom. Lut's daughter saw the three angels passing the river while she was filling water in her jug. She never saw such beautiful men in her entire life.
One of the angels asked, "Is there any place for them to rest?" She knew if the residents in her town get to know these beautiful people, they will harm them. She asked the angels to wait at the town gate and ran to her house to tell her father, Prophet Lut. She told her father they were attractive men that she never saw before. Prophet Lut was worried, then he ran to the place where she asked the angels to wait. Prophet Lut did not recognize that they actually were angels. Prophet Lut asked them where did they come from, but they didn't answer. The angel asked if they can stay at his house. Prophet Lut was in dilemma. He wanted to tell the strangers not to stay because the evil people in the city. Prophet Lut convinced them, but they insist to stay. Prophet Lut asked them to stay at the town gate until night so that no one will see them. At night, Prophet Lut went to the town gate and escorted the angels to his house. No one saw them. When they reached Prophet Lut's house, the prophet's wife saw the beautiful strangers and she sneaked out the house quietly. She went to the town and informed them about the beautiful strangers at her house. The news about the strangers spread quickly. They rushed to Prophet Lut's house to see the beautiful strangers. Prophet Lut was surprised when he saw many people in front of his house and wondered how the people got the news. He noticed his wife was not there, then he realized his wife informed the people. Prophet Lut shut the door, but the people keep on begging his door. He asked the people to leave and stay away from the strangers and warned of his punishment. They laughed and broke down Prophet Lut's door. He tried to defend his guests. When the angels saw the prophet in a state of despair, they revealed themselves to the prophet and told him, "Do not scared of these people, will not harm you." When the people heard the angels, they ran away as fast as they can. The angels asked Lut ﷺ to leave the town before sunrise and bring everyone except his wife. Lut ﷺ left the town as what the angels asked him to. As the morning came, Allah started the destruction of the most corrupted city on earth. An earthquake rocked the town. It was as if a mighty power had lifted the entire city and flung it down in one jolt. A storm of stones rained on the city. Everyone and everything was destroyed, including Prophet Lut's wife. Today, in many cities across the world, it is unsafe to walk down the streets, even in daylight. Murder, sexual crimes against adults and children are widespread, and drugs abound. Most children in high school have already encountered drug users and sellers. Alcohol is freely available at corner stores, even though it is responsible for the breakup of families, domestic violence, and the corrosion of society. Degenerate lifestyles are accepted and even thought of as normal. This description paints a picture of a scary, out-of-control world, but is it really so different from the time of Prophet Lut ﷺ? Should we not take heed from the horrific fate of these people and those before them who have been destroyed by Allah for not obeying His message? Let us all take a minute to pray to Allah to keep us and all our loved ones guided, protected, and enveloped in His highest mercy, shielded and away from such satanic vices.